said that you could skip most of the building process in my last tutorial going over how to build out this website using the Carrd website builder. You literally can just download this template that I created and you'll have full control over everything. You can edit every single thing on here. You can take sections away. You can add sections if you want. And so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the steps to do this. To be honest, it doesn't really matter if you go the route of wanting to build everything out like I showed you in my last video, or this route. It's all pretty simple. What I will say is you just downloading this template into your dashboard will save you some time. If you click the link in my video description below, you'll get taken to a page like this, and this message will pop up saying, hey, the template that you want to use requires the Pro plan. Click the Learn More button. You'll go to this page right here. Just scroll all the way down so you could see what they're talking about as far as the Pro plan. It is $19 a year. That's like $1.70 or something like that a month, which is quite insane. You could also try it for free for 7 days. Go ahead and choose Select Plan. And then what you'll do is go right here to sign up. Go ahead and fill all this out. And when you're done signing up, it should automatically take you to the builder, which looks exactly like this. If you're already logged in to Carrd and you already have an account, if you click that link in my video description below, it'll take you straight to the website builder. All right, so diving into editing all of this and making it your own. So as you can see, as my mouse is moving, you'll see like the page kind of highlights. I move here, you'll see this container block highlight, and then inside the container, you see this image element. We have elements inside containers. I'm gonna go ahead and click where the page is highlighted. And I just wanted to show you really quick, if you scroll down and you wanna go to the background, you can change the color to whatever color you want your image, the background of your website to be. I'm going to just press the undo button because I don't want to do that. So once you get the color you want it to be, now we're going to go in and just make some changes here to this image element that I have, which is going to be your logo, and also this navigation bar, which I'll get into a little bit later in the video. What I want to point out really quick is making websites on Carrd is very simple. It's essentially you have your page that container blocks are sitting on top of, and inside these containers you can put whatever type of website element you want to start building out your sections of your site. So I already built out these sections, so all you have to do is come in here and change the things in here. So like for instance, for this image, you just click on it, you go ahead and upload your logo. If you don't have a logo, I would just suggest you go to Canva and just create one there. Whether you use their free plan or their paid plan, it's pretty easy to create a little logo like this. This is our hero banner at the top of this site. I'm going to show you how to change that. It's basically just a huge container. As you see, it says container, and this whole space, including this text, is all within this one container. And all I did was set the background to an image. So you click on the container and go to this paintbrush tab up here and scroll down to where it says background, and I have it set to image. But if you want it to be a color, a gradient, a video, a slideshow, you could change it to that. But you just upload again, click the image that you want as your hero banner. I'm going to go ahead and use the crop tool to get what I want here. I'm going to do it about there. I also want to point out something about this particular container. If you click on it and come to the container element tab, you'll notice that there are two settings for containers. You have a default setting, which if I click on that, it's basically a container that is not split into columns. So everything you add, like your elements to a container, will go either into the center or however you have everything aligned. For this, it's split into two columns, and the left column, if you just use a little arrow drop down window, under options, I have I have the use a spacer checked off. So right here on this column of this container, I basically said I don't want to have any elements here because I don't want it blocking the face of this image, right? I'm saying the face of this image because this is not a real person. I used Midjourney to create these pictures here. Even the logo and navigation container is one that is split into 2 columns. You can play with this. You can even add another container over here if you want. I mean, I don't know how many containers you can add. Like, you can probably add a whole lot, but I don't know why you would want to. You can come in here on this container and play with the height. If you want it bigger, shorter or whatever, you can play with all these settings in here. To change any of the text elements, you just click on them and then put in your text. You can come to the paintbrush tab again and change the font, the color, every single thing here. Also, let me get this out of the way. If you want to delete any element on here, you just click on it and then click on the trash can icon at the bottom of the panel here. To change the button, you just click on it in the first tab right here, press the little drop down window, and you can you could label your button. And if you're going to have it link to maybe some other page or something like that, you would just put that, or like your Facebook, or if you're going to link it to a course or just whatever you want to link it to, you put the URL for where you want people to redirect to once they click the button. You'll see I have a YouTube video here. You just click on it, and under type, you can upload it from your computer, or you can embed a video from any site. I just used a YouTube video, so you just grab your YouTube link, or if you have a video you want to put on here from any other site, you grab the link, put it here, and the video will pop up here. If you click on the paint brush, you can play with the size of it and corner rounding. You could have a border, you could have a drop shadow, you could play with all these different settings, and just keep that in mind. Everything I click on, you'll be able to go to this paintbrush appearance tab and play with all the sizing. So I'm not going to keep repeating that. This is just text here. Moving down to this next container here that has 2 text elements inside and an icon element. Again, you just click on them, go to that paintbrush, and change things. This section is interesting. So it is this gallery right here. So you may look at this and say, okay, this is a container that has been split into 3 different columns. It's not. It's one. Whoops, let me see if I can show you here. It's one container where I change the background color, and then I have a gallery element, which you'll see here that you can add right here, that has 3 images. So I click on the gallery itself, and you can see here, you just go into each one. You can go ahead and just place your images here. Now, like I said in my last video, I made these little gallery images in Canva. Just open up Canva, set a custom project with the size of, I think it's like 2000 by 2000 pixels. Real simple to just recreate these little pictures here. If you don't want this at all on your site, you can delete this. You could click on this container and delete this. It's going to ask you if you want to preserve the contents that are inside of the container. So that means you could just delete the container, but the elements will just sit on the page background. And let's just pretend you don't want any of it. So I'm just going to say no. It deletes that whole section. If you want something back, again, press the undo button, and there you go. This image, you just come right here, and again, select your picture that you want, and you can put it in there. Again, all of this is very straightforward. Just look at what's in containers, just change all the wording, the fonts. You can make this your own. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the contact form because this is a pretty important part. I'm going to click on it and kind of go through this really quick. You can change the type of form you want. This could be the contact form, or you can have a sign-up form, or you can have like some kind of custom form here, which you can go in and play with the settings with that. just to see what it is. But this is like, instead of a contact form, if you want to have like an opt-in form where you're capturing leads, you can, set it to do that and just go through the process of hooking it all up to whatever you're wanting people to opt into. I'm not going to go over that right now. And then we can have just a very simple footer here, social media platforms. You just click on these icons here and you'll see that I have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube on here. If you click the little drop down arrows, you'll be able to put the URL to your Facebook page, or for your TikTok account. You could just put the URL people will be redirected to once they click the icon there. I want to go over this navigation bar. So obviously, if you're going to be using this for a different type of business, you're going to want to change these sections. So if we click on the links element, you'll see here in the editing panel, I have all of these sections that I wanted on this particular site. If you want to change them, you just use that arrow and change the name, and it'll update here. One very important thing, right under the label, there's URL. What I want you to do is whatever you labeled a section in your navigation bar, put a hashtag and then exactly whatever you named the label right behind it with no spaces. So I changed this to, instead of just about, I put about me. And so I would just put about me in the URL. And then what I want you to do is scroll down to these little grayed rectangle bars here. And you'll see if I click on it, it's called a control. The type is set to a scroll point. This means when somebody goes on the site and they click about me, it should scroll down to this section. So the name has to match what I put in the URL in the navigation bar. So right now they don't match, right? Because in this about me link, the URL says hashtag about me, no spaces. In this in this control bar, the name is just this little hashtag symbol and then about. So I would have to add me to make it match so that when somebody clicks on it, it scrolls down to the right section. Let's say, I don't know, you have some sort of maybe you're in the golfing niche or something. Instead of a self-mastery coaching, you could put a golf mastery coaching for the links. You would go under the self-mastering coaching drop-down bar or arrow and just change this to golf mastery coaching. And then the URL, you would put hashtag golf mastery coaching, and you would set that, and then you would scroll down to its corresponding control point and just change it to golf mastery coaching. That should be pretty straightforward. When you want to publish, make the site go live, what you're going to do is press publish this site. You're going to go ahead and title it. You're going to make a good description on it, especially if you're wanting to get ranked or possibly have the search engines like Google and things like that to pick up your site. If you don't have a custom domain name, like let's say for instance for this site, it's Imani Clark. I don't have a domain name that's ImaniClark.com. If you have something like that, then you would just publish to a domain name and go through the steps to do that. But you could just use a free.car.co URL. You just kind of put in your name here that you want, and if it's available, you'll be able to do that there. Press publish, you'll be able to view your site, and you'll have your site up and running. Again, you can build new sections out, or you can take sections away from the template. To close out of the builder, you just go to your dashboard. For me, I haven't changed those elements, so I'm just going to go ahead and just say exit and leave. Yours won't, because you're going to actually go through the process of changing everything and adding those images that you need to put in there. And then that's it. You'll have your dashboard. You'll be able to log into Carrd and see your site here. You'll be able to get back into the editor if you want to, or to share it with people and just to manage it. Anyways, if you have any questions over this whole process, let me know in the comments and I will get back to you.